60 students were randomly selected and asked whether they studied physics and English. Partial results are shown in the two-way table below. Complete the table. So, if we have 15 students saying yes to studying English and 13 saying no, then the total for that column is 28. For physics, yes and no, 15 and 12, gives us a total of 27. So if we know that the total here is 60, that must mean that this is 32 and this is 33. And therefore, the number that goes in here must be 20. 12 plus 20 is 32. 13 plus 20 is 33. What is the probability that a randomly chosen student studies physics? Well, physics, yes. 28 of those. So the probability that they study physics is going to be 28 out of 60. Let's not worry about cancelling down. What is the probability that a randomly chosen student studies physics but not English? So on the table, that would be these people here. They said yes to physics and they said no to English. So the probability of physics but not English, that's 13 out of 60. What is the probability a randomly chosen student studies neither physics nor English? Well, that's going to be these people just here that said no to both. So the probability of, let's call it physics dashed, English dashed, well, that is 20 out of 60. Again, we could cancel that one down. What's the probability that a randomly chosen student studies physics or English? And that's usually an inclusive or, which means that they could study both. So that's going to be the complement of the one that we just answered. It's going to be all of the students except these 20. So the probability of physics or English, that is going to be 40 out of 60. But the next part of the question says, what's the probability that they study physics or English, but not both? So it's going to be physics or English, but not both. So that's going to be this 40, but not including that 15 who do both. And so that's going to be 25. So that's going to be 25 out of 60 there. What is the probability that a randomly chosen physics student studies English? Now, that changes things a bit, because once we know that the student is a physics student, that means that we are only looking at these students here. And we know the total here was 28. So the denominator for any probability is now going to be 28. So we want the probability that a randomly chosen physics student studies English. Well, 13 of these students study English. So the probability that they do English, given that they do physics, is 13 out of 28.